Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be doing part 4 to the very popular series titled, My Friends with Benefits Turned Out to Be Married, Now I'm Helping Her Husband Go Nuclear in the Divorce. And guys, that series which I did part 2 and 3 over the weekend, if you recall, that is where the husband jumped in and told his side of the story about both part 2 and 3, both really long, like 30-minute videos each, and really dug into deep what things are going on from his side of the story, what led to the cheating, how I found out when that guy was knocking on his door telling him everything, and the whole drama-thon with his wife and all that. Now, part 4 here, he wrote down, it's not nearly as long as you can see, he's responding to lots of questions that you guys had in the comment sections. You guys were awesome, showing him support in the comments, asking him questions or giving him advice, things that you've been through, and it really goes to show how great this community is helping guys out. All around the world, guys help each other out. So he's writing in, responding to a lot of questions you guys had, a little more details here and there, and most certainly responding to the number one question in the comment section. What was the deal with that friend of his soon-to-be ex-wife, Mary? You all remember Mary. What was her deal? Was she getting divorced because she cheated on her husband or something like that? You're going to find out the truth, the answer to that question that you've all been wondering, and I've been wondering. We all had our theories. You're going to find out what led there, and let's just say, you won't be surprised. So he continues on. He says, hello, strong, successful male. Thank you for sharing my story and for all the comments and feedback from you and your community. I spent the better part of today going through all the comments, and I can see there are still some questions about things that weren't clear or simply omitted. The story was getting way too long, so I cut out a lot of things. You don't need to make another video and have my thanks for the work you already did, but if you're interested, I filled in some of the information for the questions I saw in the comments. First, I've decided to give Gracie a second chance. Sorry, just kidding, but I need to laugh even though it's at my own expense. That ship has sailed. Again, thank you. Writing everything out has really helped me keep my mind grounded. When I read them, like, there is no way he's giving this broad a second chance. Oh, hell no. And by the way, guys, see what he said here, your comments have helped. That's awesome. The question or statement I saw the most was suggesting that I get a paternity test for my daughter. That one is a non-issue. I did a paternity test when she was born, and Gracie was all for it. That's interesting. I'm glad, I'm thrilled that your daughter is your daughter. Thank the Lord there. We can all be a sigh of relief there, but what made you want to do a paternity test back then? Were there already suspicions about your wife, her behavior, her character? I mean, really, it's an important question to know, to answer. There's never been any doubt that my daughter is my daughter. I think the second most discussed topic was Mary's divorce and why it came about. I didn't talk to her ex-husband, but when I talked to Belinda's soon-to-be ex-husband, Belinda is one of her hoe bag friends in the coven who was cheating as well. He told me why they got divorced. For everyone suggesting that Mary cheated on him, you were correct. That's what I thought. All this drama because that Mary character cheated. And then having meltdowns and crying and sad because she saw her other friends with happy families, even though she had a happy family, and she cheated and screwed the whole thing up. And she's thinking about offing herself and woe is me, because she's the one that ruined the whole thing. And it was a domino effect. And she's like, if I'm going down, everybody else is going down. I'm taking down all these families with me. But at the end of the day, all the women that cheated, including this guy's wife, they were grown-ass adults, made that choice, and they're getting what they deserve. I asked Belinda's husband why he never said anything about it, and it was Mary's ex that asked him to not say anything because he was embarrassed, which is why he also moved out of state to start his life over. He didn't go into details about how she cheated or for how long with who, but I guess it doesn't really matter. He did tell me that his wife was aware and said how she always thought that Mary was a terrible person for doing that. Yeah, and then what did she do? She went out and did the same thing. If Belinda was aware, there's no doubt in my mind that Gracie was aware as well, since they have been BFFs for a long time. Gracie knows my stance on infidelity, so I figure that's why she never told me. Because I'm pretty sure she knows we'd have never been spending time with her. I guess the second reason is that Gracie was probably cheating on me behind my back then as well. I can't prove it, but I can't take it off the table as a possibility. I know I'll never get the full truth, so it doesn't do any good to wonder what it is. I know she cheated, and that's enough. Right. That's why I think that sadly, this incident with this dude for 4 months who told you what happened, I don't believe it was a one-time incident. And the fact that you told me and you revealed to all of us that you had a paternity test on your daughter when she was born, that tells me that you obviously had some questions about your wife. So, no offense. That night, when I confronted Gracie and told her she had to move out, I also told her that Adam was going to be a witness for me in the divorce. She was pretty angry and started to argue, but I told her that we were here because of what she did to our family, and for now I was going to be fair while we separate our lives. But if she wanted to play hardball, I was going to go scorched earth and do everything I could to destroy her life in every way I could. Good for you, man. No mercy. It's like Cobra Kai. I told her that if I ever heard one word from Adam that she was in contact with him for any reason at all, or any of her friends, I was taking the gloves off. To date, he hasn't said anything about anyone trying to contact him. At the very least, I owe him and will not be dragging him into any more of the drama of my life. Adam was a great guy for doing what he did. He had no idea that this chick was married, and he guys, you know, it could have ended very badly for Adam when he went to that door to tell this guy what happened. That guy, if he was lucky, he would have gotten his butt kicked. But that guy could have literally run to the closet and gotten out the shotgun, and you can do the math. You can figure out the rest. It was the day I kicked Gracie out of the house. I ended up talking to Shelley and Belinda's partners that afternoon. They both came over to my house, and I laid it all out, including all the lies Gracie was telling me, until I boxed her into a corner and she couldn't lie to me anymore. They were both furious and left to go take care of their own problems. It was the next day when I heard that Shelley's boyfriend kicked her out and that she tried a lot of the same lies that Gracie did. Well, of course, they all read the same handbook. From that point, it was pretty clear they all coordinated their stories. I heard back from Belinda's husband about 4 days later, and he asked me for the name of the lawyer that I was going to use because he was also filing for a divorce. Man, wherever you are, you guys don't fuck around. Good job. He didn't go into details, but from what he did say, it was clear she was also sleeping with someone. I gave him the information from my lawyer, and I haven't heard from either of them since. Well, your lawyer is going to be making out quite well this week, or this month. On the part of my story 2 weeks after D-Day, when I talked to Gracie for a few hours, I only gave the Cliff Notes version of the talk. There was a lot more, but like I said, the story was getting too long, and I didn't know what information was important or what was not. Here's a bit more of what was said when she was explaining why she did it. First, when she told me that she didn't intend to cheat on me, I stopped her and called BS. I asked her that if she didn't intend on cheating on me, why did she take off her wedding ring and pretend she was single? There's a good question. Explain away, sweetheart. But, of course, she's going to have an answer for that. First, she tried to claim that she never took it off, and I told her that I was pretty sad that I had more faith that Adam was telling me the truth than the woman I was married to. From the text messages between them, it was clear that she was actively pursuing him and the relationship they had, and having read his version of what happened, I have no reason to believe he was lying. I mean, he did come over and tell me to my face what was going on, and my loving wife did nothing but lie to my face. Exactly. I told her that I didn't believe a word that she was saying, and that I would never believe anything she said again without evidence. Of course, she was crying and trying to say that it was only a mistake and a lapse of judgment. Back to that whole only a mistake. Really, one mistake over 4 months of Lord knows how many times you were doing Lord knows what to Adam? A one-time mistake? Okay. Sure, honey. While promising that would never happen again, I told her that the biggest problem with liars is that you can't trust them to tell you the truth. She was swearing that she didn't have any feelings for Adam, and she would do anything to make it up to me. Again, lines from the Hobag Handbook. They all say the same thing. It's amazing to me. He says, I hate it when people treat me like I'm stupid. It really pisses me off. I asked her how she was going to make anything up to me after cheating on me and lying to my face for at least 4 months, and I seriously doubted this was the first time she cheated on me. I can see her getting pissed off at that. How dare you accuse me of cheating on you before this? Given your track record, sweetheart. She was swearing that it was the only time, and even suggested getting a polygraph to prove it. Well, she'd find a way to get out of that too. I told her it didn't matter to me if she was just kissing another man or sleeping with him, that I would never trust her again. Then I asked her why she said all the things she did with Adam that she never did with. Why did she do all the things with Adam that she never did with me? And I think I lost a few IQ points from what she said. So, first of all, what she's going to tell him guarantees bullshit. But the reality is, women settle. And typically, the guys they settle for, they're not going to nearly do the adventurous stuff in the bedroom that they will with the guys that they are hooking up with and riding the carousel with, because they want those guys' attention. But the guys that settle with and marry, they don't have to work too hard to get them, because the guy's already settling, the guy's already marrying them, etc., etc. There's no challenge there. Maybe it will make sense to someone else, but it just felt like another smack in the face. She said that she never wanted to do those things with me because she didn't want me looking at her like she was a SLUT. There you go. Bullshit. I don't think there's a guy out there that is married or in a relationship that, if he has a pretty wife or girlfriend, would want her to do every filthy PORN hub type of thing for him in the sack. I don't think there's one guy walking the earth that wouldn't want his girl to be open to doing all these things, to enthusiastically want to do those things. That'd be a dream come true. But typically you get the opposite of that. So I don't buy that bullshit. He's not going to look at her like that. He's going to be like, yeah, baby, I got a good one. It's the same old story. Truth is, she just doesn't see him the same way she sees the other guys, the challenge. End of story. I think I choked on my drink a little bit and told her, so instead of being adventurous with men you loved, supported, and married you, you chose to be a SLUT for a stranger. Again, maybe someone can help me out with that, because I'm drawing a complete blank on the logic. There is no logic. I'm telling you what it really is, the cold hard truth. You're the guy that married her, you gave her the certainty, all that, and generally women, for the guys they marry, they settle for. And I'm sure you had things, I'm sure you're an awesome dude, but for her, you weren't as challenging, no doubt, as the guys that she chased after, like this Adam character, and gave her the butterflies, and therefore she could do all these things too. Not a guy walking the earth. Ladies who are watching this, all 4% of you, ladies, every guy who has a pretty wife, she's some 400-pound blob of shit, then that's different. But if she's a pretty woman, believe me, every guy wants all that in the bedroom and will never look at you like an SLUT. He'll cherish you more. So that's bullshit. The whole, I don't want him looking at me like I'm an SLUT. Another suggestion in the comments that I saw a lot of was to get an STD check. I did, and the panel has come back clean. Great. That's good to hear, man. I'll be doing a follow-up check of the month, another month to be sure. It was after I had my consultation with my attorney about a week after D-Day that I found out my options. Fortunately, I live in an at-fault divorce state. Great. We were wondering about that. And have enough evidence to be a BBQ, to barbecue her ass. But like I said in the last story, I'm not trying to create an environment that's going to negatively affect my daughter. That's not saying the option isn't there if she doesn't want to play nice. But for now, the plan is an amicable split that will allow us both to have a chance to be good parents without going nuclear. Good. No one will blame you if you, as you say, barbecued her ass. However, you both have the daughter, and that could really cause problems with the daughter and all that, because then she would just want to be vengeful on you and all that. As we left in part 3, she's begging and pleading and said she's going to wait forever for him. It's like, well, you're going to be waiting a long goddamn time, honey. Yeah, your daughter. So as much as you never want to speak to her again, it's best for your daughter. You can get along and all that. And it's one of the reasons that Gracie has agreed that I'm going to have physical custody of Amelia, in part because we don't want to rip her out from the only home she's ever known. The concession I had to make was allowing Gracie access to her. Well, I'm telling you right now, man, every time your soon-to-be ex comes over to the house to see your daughter and all that, she's going to be using every opportunity to talk to you, sweet talk you. I bet you she's going to be coming over there, dressing her best with the makeup on, her hair looking good, and trying anything she can to draw your attention to anything. Just be prepared for that. I have no problem with that, but I made it clear, mostly from the suggestion of my attorney, that any discussions we had will be recorded. Smart. Listen to your attorney. She didn't like that, but I told her that was non-negotiable because I didn't trust her. She said she would never do anything to hurt me because it would hurt Amelia, and I told her she already did. Yeah, you already hurt your daughter, lady. You don't understand that? That's why we're getting the divorce, and I reminded her that she falsely accused Adam of SA, and that I had no faith that she wouldn't do the same to me. Remember, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. There was a lot more back and forth, but I told her to take it or leave it, and she agreed. Good. That's what happens when you're holding all the cards. That's what happens when you pretty much can walk away. They have to take it or leave it. There were some comments calling me blue pill, but I'm not sure what that means. If being a caring, loving husband, father, and provider to a woman I trusted for decades makes me that, okay. For those suggesting that I limit or punish Gracie by not letting her see her daughter, it's not going to happen. She did enough damage, and most of the pain to my family is still coming. I'm not going to hurt my daughter because her mom ruined our marriage. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. Gracie is going to be part of my life for the next 14 years, and I'm not going to spend that time angry and vengeful. Gracie made a choice, and I'm making mine. The only one that I didn't get a choice is my daughter, and I'm going to shield her from as much as I can and hope that we can get her to adulthood without any antidepressants or resentment. Yes, you need to be, you're already being strong for you right now, and you're also going to be strong for your daughter through this whole thing. I can't imagine the emotions your little girl's going through, and I'm sorry for your daughter. But you need to be her strong rock, solid, unmoving, always there for her, nothing shakes you, and she's going to be okay. And now you've learned through your wife's behavior what can happen. The last thing you want is your daughter to end up like your fucking ex-wife. And I don't see that happening. And I do think that your daughter, certainly when she's old enough, deserves to know the truth. Because I guarantee you, at the earliest chance she get, your ex-wife's going to give her version of the truth. So be prepared for that. Another topic I saw a lot and agree with is about physical fitness. Not an issue. I work out 3 days a week in my home gym and run 2 times a week. I eat healthy, live healthy. Well, an occasional slice of apple pie isn't very healthy, but what can you do? Great. I'm glad you're working out. That's awesome. You may work out more because of all this, but that's all. All guys should work out. There isn't a guy walking, even if you're in a wheelchair, you can at least do something for your upper body. At the old gym I used to train at, there was the 3 buddies who would train there almost every day. I always saw them come in in the afternoon. One guy was in a wheelchair, and they would help him. They would put the weights on the bench and bring the weights over, and he'd still lift weights. And he couldn't walk. So every guy should lift weights or do some resistance exercise for lots of reasons, and cardio and all that. Nobody should just be sitting around all day not moving. You'll feel better, and that's good. Someone else suggested sharing the video with Gracie and Mary to show them how much damage they've done. That will set off a shitstorm. At this stage, I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of all the damage. The last I heard was the little group of cheating friends have imploded, and they're all blaming each other for all the relationship that got destroyed. Of course they're blaming each other. It's a lot easier than taking blame for their own actions. Not my monkey, not my circus. I'm not going to start a fight while divorce is ongoing because I want this to go as smoothly and as inexpensive as possible. But I did share 3 of the videos with my family. After the divorce, I'll share them with her dad, maybe, but that might just be petty at that point. Who knows? I guess the question is, what is there to gain from it? Honestly, not much. Honestly, man, as much as it would be funny, I wouldn't share these videos with your ex or her friends or her family. Let it go. Because that's just it will bring more drama and turmoil into your life. I'm telling you now. And you said you don't want that for you or your daughter. You can skip that part. Some people may disagree with me, but I agree with you with that decision. A few people mentioned that I should have coordinated my efforts with the other betrayed partners before confronting Gracie. Maybe, but the relationships were not my highest priority at that time. I guess if I didn't have the video to prove what they were doing, it might have been a better option. But it's a hard lie when it's 1080 by 60 FPS. Also, there were a lot of folks that suggested I become friends with Adam. We are in different situations. Before anything else, I'm a father. Adam's a single man with no children. The things he likes to do don't mesh with my life or what I want in my life. Maybe in another life, and if I didn't have a child, but even then, I'm not going to try to be an Eskimo brother, knowing that my wife gave him more S-word than she ever gave me. Just too awkward to be that possibility. I don't hate him and hope he has a good life, but that's where our relationship ends. I don't blame you. It'd be too weird, and you are in different places in your lives. But Adam is one hell of a stand-up guy. Shout out to Adam for doing what he did. For those of you that were talking trash about me letting her go on girls' nights out, I had no idea she was going to the club. I thought she was spending time with someone that had been friends with both of us for years, and they were just watching some movies at our house. Yeah, the entire time he thought they were over at the house watching movies. If I knew they were going to the club, I would have to shut that down immediately. Hindsight is 20/20, and she never gave me any indication that she was doing anything but spending time with her friends at Mary's house. Remember in this story, the way he made it out, like, he truly thought they had an amazing marriage, a relationship, all that, and she was damn good at covering her tracks. The one thing that I criticized is that she was, the movie nights were every weekend, and I wouldn't have tolerated that shit. Even he did give her some shit about that, and she was staying out later and coming home drunk. And that is not cool. You're a wife, a mother, we're a family, we come first. This every Friday or Saturday night for 4 months straight, no, that's not going to fly. And even worse, you go out and getting drunk. Grow the fuck up. And so he did call her out on that shit, and I'm glad he did. I would have been more forceful, but it is what it is. But he didn't know she was going to a club or bars or anything like that. Lastly, for those worried about her seducing me to get me back, to take her back, don't worry. After hearing those things that she did with Adam, I wouldn't touch that woman with a full-body condom. Not to mention, my lawyer has already warned in great detail how going down that route would destroy any chance of holding all the cards in our divorce. Yes, do not. No. I highly doubt that has even crossed your mind, but she is going to try every fucking trick to rope you in, to talk to you, even though right now, I believe right now you're not talking to her anymore. It's all through the lawyer or communication that can be tracked, like email or text, and only about the daughter. But she's going to try every trick to rope you in and seduce you. I guarantee it. Do not fall for it. And I don't think you will. He said that if I slept with her, it's the same as forgiving the affair. It's not going to happen. This is SSM again. Thanks again for sharing my story, and I appreciate all the support from your community. I know the worst is yet to come, and my lawyer is prepping me for every potential he can think of. I wish my life hadn't turned out this way, but we don't always get what we wish for. Until Adam showed me the link to your channel, I had no idea there were communities to support men at all. It's refreshing to see all the different perspectives. I'll stop rambling now, and maybe in a few months I'll send an update. But honestly, I hope my life is so boring that I don't need to. Thank you all. Bro, I appreciate the update. Let me respond to all the questions and all that. And yes, there are communities out there, and our numbers are growing every day. Because guys need help. We need to help each other out. And sadly, this world's going to hell in a handbasket more every day. And so there's more and more guys looking for help every day. And as this community grows, awareness is spread. And a lot of the bullshit that a lot of guys sadly fell for at one point in their lives, and I made mistakes too and fell for bullshit when I was younger, it's gonna be a lot more difficult for guys to be fooled, as well as helping each other get through hard times like this. That's why so many guys commented on your story, not just asking questions, but also no doubt sharing advice and support and all that. We need that. We gotta be here for each other. So, and you didn't know about this channel until Adam, codename Adam, sent you the video, and now you know about this. And I do hope that you watch more videos on multiple fronts and just, so you're aware of what's going on. And if you know any guys that need some help, send them to my channel. Show them some videos that might relate to any issues they may have, because you just never know, and it could really help them out. All guys need to understand the type of content I talk about this channel, as well as other channels out there, reality, because it ain't the narrative that is painted by the media, TV, movies, all that bullshit, because it is all bullshit. I talk reality in this channel, which is why people either love this channel or fucking hate this channel and hate me, because a lot of people don't want to hear reality. So, brother, I wish you the best. Hang in there. You're going to get through this. You got guys that are rooting for you, and down the road, maybe when this is all over, the divorce is done, if you want to send an update how that all went and how things are hopefully going better with you and your daughter, there'll be guys very eager to hear how you're doing, because you got a lot of guys rooting for you, and that's awesome. That's what we're here for. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let this guy know what you think. If you have any questions for him, again, in the comment section, go right ahead. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.